Hello, friendships, and welcome to the We Are Growing podcast. I'm your host, Ava Medina, and this is episode 10 of season 1. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new, thank you so much for coming back. If you are a repeat listener, either way, I am ecstatic to have you here. I'm so grateful for you to join this channel, this cozy, safe community. It's a supportive space of growth and kindness and self compassion. And we're all about becoming our best selves, meeting ourselves where we're at, and growing into our best selves. So come in, sit down, grab a cup of tea. We're going to have a nice time. Now, I know that this is going to be the last mini series. So the next 3 episodes, episodes 10 to 12, will cover a theme. And the theme for this episode, for these next 3 episodes, is going to be self image. So it is about your belief in your abilities, your physical appearance, your personality, all of the things that make up your image. The way that you see yourself is so important. It is more important than anything else. So I'm really glad to be covering this topic. Really happy to be able to share, personal essay style, my experiences with gaining self-image, going through self-image, and just what I can give to you. So, for this episode 10, we're going to be focusing specifically on physical appearance in the realm of self image. And I think this is a very powerful topic. I certainly was affected for it. I have a lot of experience, a lot of background to bring to the table on this one. So, I hope to give you some value, spark some part of your journey, or just give you solidarity in the journey that is learning to love yourself and your body and your physical appearance. It's a journey. Come sit, come join. We're going to have a good time. And then, yes, housekeeping. Actually, the workbooks, the companion workbooks to the episodes, they have been in the making. I have the first one out. It should be available in the description. I'm going to go back and see if I can edit the other episodes, but it should be in this one. So please check that out. It is free, the first one. Just have to sign up for the email list, I think, but check it out. It's good, so much good information. I spent many days on it. Please enjoy it. So let's jump into this episode, the modern struggles of self-image and physical appearance. We'll go through each topic. There are 3 main points. We'll cover them step by step. And the first point is how we're affected, and honestly, by social media. It's going to be how we are affected every day with our self-image, all the narratives we're fed, all the things that we are consuming that are fed to us that we might not even know we're believing in a narrative of that our body should look a certain way or be a certain type. So hopefully this will be a thought-provoking topic here, because certainly social media affects how we see ourselves. Every TV show we watch, all the movies we see, even just the social media platforms we scroll on, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, we see so many depictions of individuals. I know that you have seen this, so many people who look so glamorous and so beautiful all the time. And you kind of have to remember that, like, that's their job. If they're an influencer, especially if they're on social media, they're not here to present like a bad facade. They're not here to look shabby online. This is their job, or this is something that they're trying to do to capture a moment that was important. They're going to be dressed up for that. These are not people in your everyday life. People that you see on social media, people that you see on TVs and that you see on movies. These people, this is their job. Like influencers, it's their job to look composed and glamorous and put together on screen, just like actors and actresses and everyone that's on TV is paid to do that. That is their job. And if your job was to come looking to work fully dolled up, and then you had a professional team of editors to go ahead and edit any flaws you may have overlooked or that bad lighting may have given you, you're going to look incredible most of the time. But we need to understand that that is not reality. This is someone's job. They have to look like this, and they spend a lot of money to look like this. So props to them. They're killing it. But it doesn't mean that you are less in comparison to them just because they are doing their job and they are getting really dressed up. What we see online and what we see on TV is not reality. And it's okay to engage in that as long as we don't let it warp our perception of what beauty is, because beauty is every day. Beauty is you waking up in the morning and looking at yourself in the mirror and passing yourself because damn, you look good. Like that is reality. It's you every day looking amazing. So yeah, beauty filters and digital Photoshop editing, that's all going to cause a type of dysmorphia if you let it. It's going to alter your image and your perception of what beauty can look like and what you have to look like all the time. And it's just not real. So we don't want to get affected by those. And we also don't want to fall into, so that's just like a false narrative. That's just one that maybe no one has really said to us out loud, but that we have just kind of taken in because we see it. We see it all the time. We see people on our reels that look amazing, and we see people on TV that look amazing. We're like, why don't I look like that? Should I look like that? I'm seeing people and this looks like reality. I should look like that all the time. And these are kind of just false narratives that we maybe have fallen into without really addressing. And so once we are able to realize that we are putting these false expectations on ourselves, we go, oh, okay, no, I understand. I need to just remember I'm not an actor. I'm not an actress. I'm not an influencer. This isn't my job to look all dolled up all the time. So it's okay that, I have bedhead, or that I'm in sweats, or that I just like decided not to do anything today with my skin. It's fine with my makeup. Like once we can address that, once we can realize that we're making that comparison, we can stop. But other times we're being fed deliberately a really harmful narrative. And that comes specifically, especially for me, from the dieting culture kind of like trap, really, that companies who want to sell you something, who want to make you feel like there's something wrong with you so that they can profit off of your insecurities. That's what they do. They cultivate, and they're feeding you a rhetoric that is, weight equals health. If your weight is high up, if you have a high weight number, if you're in the 200s, 300s, you're not healthy. You need to be healthy. Don't you want to be healthy? Don't you want your body to feel the best that it could feel? But that kind of makes you feel as if, okay, so does that mean that healthy body types being below a certain number, maybe being in 2-digit numbers, is that healthier? Because those things don't even equate. Your weight has nothing to do with your health. There's so many other aspects that I would check in on before I asked what your weight was in regard to your health. I would ask, hey, how much muscle mass do you have? Are you winded going upstairs? Does your body perform in the way that you want it to when you want it to? Like, can you go and squat down and pick something up? Can you bend down? Can you touch your toes? Can you lift up a box, your cat food? Like, we all have animals. We all have pets. Okay, can you lift up your pet's cats, dogs, food without struggling, without getting winded? Because these are things that I would check in on and that I would hold more importance to before I asked you what your weight was in regards to how healthy you are. Because who cares what your weight is if you can lift it? If you can lift your body weight and you're 200 pounds, you're 300 pounds, and you can just straight lift your body weight into like a pull-up, I have nothing for you. I can't say anything. I can't even do a pull-up right now. I'm trying, but I can't. So yeah, no, I would have no leg to stand on, nor does anybody else to tell you that your weight is in direct correlation with your health, because it absolutely is not. It's not, and anybody who's feeding that to you is trying to sell you something. They're trying to sell you something. Don't let them. And don't let them ruin your positivity, because I know sometimes friends, family members, they're like, oh, I'm just concerned. I'm just bringing up because your weight. You're kind of letting it go. Are you okay? No, none of that. Yes, it's fine because my weight has nothing to do with my health. I could curl your body weight. Trust me, I'm fine. I got it. I'm cool. And along with that, people will try to make you, I know everybody, especially if you step foot in your fitness game. I personally have been on my health journey for 2 years now, and my fitness journey. I have lost 100 pounds in the course of it. So I have gone from really overweight to kind of moderate. Honestly, by definition standards, I'm technically still, quotation marks here, overweight. But again, I can almost lift my own body weight. No one can tell me that no one can tell me that I'm unhealthy, regardless of what my weight is. But yeah, I have lost a lot of weight. And during that process, it was hard for me to wrap my head around the fact that these now foods had labels. Because now there was bad food, there was like junk food, bad food, you don't love yourself food, unhealthy food, you're trying to like eat yourself into a coma kind of food. And these are good foods, healthy foods, sugar-free foods, moderate foods, carbs-free, fat-free foods. And it's like, those do not go together. Like those are not, these do not, just because this food is quote healthier doesn't make it good or bad. It just is factually might have healthier grains, might have more of what you need in your diet. And just because like this food over here has some sugary content doesn't make it bad. There's nothing wrong with eating a donut if you want a donut. Like there's nothing wrong with it. Food is not good or bad. It just is. Just like no part of us, even our physical appearance, even our weight, none of that is good or bad. It just is. If you'd like to change it, you absolutely can. You are welcome to. Everything is a skill. You can shift your body weight if that is something that you are wanting, or you can just focus on shifting muscle mass. You want to increase muscle mass because, again, your weight has nothing to do with it. I was throwing myself around in aerial sports at 200 plus pounds. Trust me, you're good. You're fine. You can do it. You have to build up muscle. No one can tell you that you are unhealthy just because you are a certain weight. And no one can tell you that you're unhealthy because you're making, quote, bad food choices. Food is food. Like if it brings you joy, absolutely. I never recommend doing a restricted diet of any kind. The way that you eat needs to be sustainable. Because if you go on a crash diet, as soon as you get off that, like this, you jump right up to the weight that you were at because you never learned it wasn't sustainable. It's kind of like paying off debt. Paying off debt is not an end goal. The goal is to shift your lifestyle so you no longer accumulate debt. Because if you never do that, then you just pay off the debt and then 10 months from then you find that you're in the same amount of debt. You get it? It's never about crash dieting into this weight and just trying to stay there, because there is nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your body. Your body just is. It's one of the most powerful lessons you can learn is to just accept every part of you as it is. That you can change it, but that there is no judgment. Nothing about you is good or bad. It just is. And we learn to work with it. We learn to tweak it. We learn to adjust it. If we're not at a body weight that we want, if we're not at a muscle level that we want, we can adjust. It might be a little bit hard. It might be a bit of a journey. It might be a lifelong journey, but it is doable. It is adjustable. We can do it. So we never want to fall into that. And then in that same realm of just what affects our image, our image of ourself, our self-image of our physical appearance, you can learn to shift to body neutrality. Because I know a lot of people, and I'll explain the difference because I also had to look on the difference. Body positivity is that you love your body. You love your body at any size, at any weight. I was thankful to live in a household where that was always a central theme. It was always being drilled into me to love my body at any size, at any shape, because it did not affect the person that I was. I was who I was, regardless of the size, regardless of my weight. And I really thank my parental figure for instilling that so hard into me. So for me, body positivity came naturally, but I began to speak with other people and I realized that it's not. It's hard, especially because we're all saturated in this realm of there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you because capitalism feeds on your insecurities and needing to spend money on cures that you don't really need because there is nothing wrong with you. But it will feed you that narrative anyway, and we get bombarded with that and we take that in, and that's totally natural. So a lot of people find it hard to sit with body positivity. They're like, I don't really know if I love my body. And that's okay. We're not here to force it. Everything will come organically as you evolve into your best self. So step into neutrality. Step away from hating your body into neutrality. Facts. My body carries me throughout the day. My body allows me to live and experience life because it does. These are just facts. Your body, this avatar that our energy resides in, it does so many amazing things. It lets us experience life. It lets us interact with the world. It lets us experience what it is to create and to be physical. It allows us to walk and sleep and run and drink and breathe. It allows us to do so many things. And so why not be grateful for that? Like, yeah, maybe your body doesn't look the way you want it to. Maybe it doesn't feel the way you want it to right now, but it still allows you to be, to live, to experience. And so it focuses more on the function of the body versus the aesthetics, and it allows you to just find peace with what is, because there is nothing wrong with what is. And you are just what you are, who you are. So we definitely want to do that, because beauty standards are often internalized from perhaps our parental figures. If our parents or people around us, cough my aunt, tells us there's something wrong with our bodies, tells us that we eat a lot, tells us that we're just too big for us, but we take up too much space, you can tell them to mind their own business. And you can tell the voice that perhaps sounds like them in your head that it can also mind its own business. Okay, and cultural beauty standards are definitely a thing. I know that certain cultures emphasize a specific body measurement size of breast to waist to hips ratio. I know that some exaggerate it, some want it all in line, some like fair skin, some like darker skin, some like curves, some like flats. Become aware that maybe the culture that you live in influences what you think beauty standards look like. And that will lead us into point number 2, which is how to reframe those negative self-image around physical appearance. Those negative self-image that you have of you, we're going to reframe that because we're challenging those beauty myths. We're challenging them. Does thin actually equal healthy? Because take a minute to think. I'm sure we all have a friend. We all know someone who is really thin and they get winded going up a flight of stairs, who are really thin, but they cannot pick up a weight. It's because they focus too much on their body weight equating to their health that they neglected their health. If you don't have any muscle mass on your bones, on your body, regardless of the weight you are, regardless if you're, 90 pounds or 120, you are not going to feel good. Your body is going to feel sluggish and heavy, and things are going to struggle because you have no muscle mass backing it up. You are not able to lift things. You're not able to gain energy from that. So you're kind of just like, I think the phrase is like skinny fat, where you're unhealthy. You're at a thin size. So people would say, or you could even say, or perhaps even your physician would say, oh, no, you're healthy because you're in a quote, healthy body weight. Okay. But this completely neglects all the other actual true aspects that make up your health. Like, how is your cardiovascular health? How is your muscular health? How is your bone health? How is that? All of that is way more important than what your weight is. Because if you weigh super, like you're in the quote, again, healthy body weight range, but you have high cholesterol and you have no, you have no muscle mass, you have weak bones. Are you healthy? No, you're not, because weight does not equate to your health. They're two completely different aspects. Yes, they're kind of like, they have a Venn diagram where they kind of share this like little middle space, but for the most part, these two concepts, weight and health, they don't even need to intersect if you don't need them to, because they're two different things. They're two different things. They might intersect in this little sliver of space, but they're two separate things. Also, I'm here to tell you, in case you needed to hear it, but your beauty does not define your worth. It does not. Your beauty does not define your worth. And I know that that is a really privileged statement to make in this society where we know that beauty bias is a thing. We understand that like beauty privilege is a thing and thin privilege is also a thing. So it feels kind of privileged to say this because I can say all I want that beauty does not equate to worth, but everywhere in society and everywhere in your life interaction, you might find that that is absolutely the opposite. That beauty does equate to worth because people don't take you seriously when you're not looking your best, that people don't stop to acknowledge you. They don't want to hear what you have to say. And that's really shitty, by the way. Fuck the patriarchy, just saying. But also, we get to write that narrative. How we interact with the world is that narrative. If we ourselves treat each and every person equally, regardless of what they look like, then we are adding to the world we want to add, where beauty does not equate to worthiness. Because I'm sure we have all met people who were gorgeous and they were the worst person ever. Like they were just the worst person. And we have also met people who maybe are not classically beautiful, who are the most amazing souls. And I know exactly which one I would rather be with who I would rather spend my time with. I am all about personality. I'm all about who you are. It doesn't matter what you look like. If you're not a good person, if I can't genuinely feel the warmth of your soul through our interactions, I don't want to get to know you any better. Like I'm not here for decorative swords. I'm not here for like pretty, but not functional. It just, no. So I understand, I acknowledge that thin and pretty privilege is real. But I counter that with if we all choose to go out into the world and interact with people the same, regardless of how they look, we can create the world that we want. Because beauty does not equate to worthiness. I have met plenty of people who are beautiful and they are not worth my goddamn time. They're not worth anything. They're not worth it for me to give a glass of water to should they be on fire. That's how terrible they are. So it just doesn't. And also, flaws don't need fixing. We'll go into it deeper in personality, like how nothing in your personality, nothing about you is a flaw that needs to be corrected. But we're focusing on physical appearance. So nothing about you is a flaw. It is a mark. It is of your history. It is a journey. It is a story. It is an explanation. It is a part of who you are. And I know that that feels really idealistic, like, wow, that sounds so nice. But also there's this scar running across my face and I don't really like that. And I totally understand. But this avatar, you only get it for this lifetime. And yeah, it might not look the way that you want it to right now. It doesn't mean that you can't change, because if you are unhappy with anything that you perceive as a flaw, I would definitely fix something exterior needs to be fixed. Like if you don't like the way your skin looks, I would look at skin treatments, or I would look at getting, learning the painting art of makeup. Always gorgeous. If you don't like the way that your body looks right now, that means you have the wrong wardrobe. There is nothing wrong with your body. You are not accessorizing it correctly to look beautiful, which is totally fine. Not everybody knows what clothing is going to complement their body shape. And also, I know when I was really big, it was difficult to break out of wanting to just hide my body all the time, hide my flaws in big, baggy clothing that I hated, that didn't make me feel good. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. You are beautiful. I promise you. You need to find the clothing. Just like you are such an amazing person, you need to find the people who appreciate you. You are so beautiful. You just need to find the clothing that complements you. You need to find the shoes. You need to find the aesthetic style. You need to find the fashion style, the clothing, the makeup. You need to find the thing that brings out the inherent beauty that you have, because it's already there. It's already there. You are so unique and gorgeous. It's already there. You just need to complement it. You need to accent it. You know what it looks like. You see yourself all the time. You pass the mirror and you go, damn. So now you just need to highlight some of that so that other people can look at you and go, damn. Not that their opinion matters. It's just nice. It's nice to hear it. Their opinion does not matter. If we look nice, then they could say, damn, that looks like too much. And you could be like, then mind your own business. Look elsewhere. No one told you had to look over here. Mind your business. And that's how we know that the beauty narratives that we get fed are just bullshit. Because also, psychology affects our self-perception, our self-image. We have confirmation bias. So we look for flaws that match our negative beliefs. We think we're bad at something, then we go do the thing, and surprisingly, we're bad at it because we thought that we were bad at it, because we said that we were bad at it, because our brain heard we're bad at it, got it, and it just ran with that. So if you said it and you expect it, how is it a surprise when it happens? You see? In that way, we suddenly pick out flaws, but it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. We told ourselves we have that flaw. We went to do the thing to prove ourselves right. We proved ourselves right, and now we're reconfirmed. We're terrible. We have that flaw. We have no strengths. It's all weaknesses. And do you see that you just did that to yourself? Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. If you say you're going to, then you're going to. So if you say, I'm going to be good at this, you're going to be a little bit better than you were last time. And then the time again after that, and then the time again after that. Your efforts are the path to mastery. Nothing is going to be easy out of the gate. But if you look for flaws, you will find flaws. We also have a spotlight effect. We think people are focusing in on us with a laser and noticing every inch and every individual flaw. I promise you, they're too busy doing that to themselves to look at you. You see, we do that because we're looking at ourselves. We're focused on ourselves and we're like, oh my God, everybody else must be too. But flip that, because that person is focused on them, thinking you're focused on them, while you're focused on you, thinking they're focused on you. So you see how nobody's focused on anybody and we're all just kind of focused on ourselves. And maybe we should focus a little bit less on our flaws and more. If we're spending that time focused on ourselves, let's spend less time on flaws and more time on all these amazing things that we do and all the strengths and all the ways that we show up in the world that we want to. Okay. We also have a negative bias. We focus on criticisms more than compliments. Why? 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 Why do we want to make ourselves sad? Don't focus on criticisms, because honestly, no one's criticisms should matter. Unless they are living the exact same life in the exact same way you want to, their criticism means nothing. If it resonates with you, you can make some alterations, but their criticism means nothing. Means nothing if you don't let it. If you're like, I like the way I dress, you can kind of shove your opinion about the way that I dress somewhere else, then don't even worry about it. Keep going. Take the compliment on that cute outfit, on those adorable shoes, on your styling aesthetics. Take the compliment and don't remember the criticism, because it was worth nothing. We also want to shift our focus. Shift focus from looks to function. That is the best way to come into loving yourself again, into improving your self-image. If you have trouble with your self-image, we're going to focus, okay? Because your body allows you to do so many incredible things. Again, live life, experience new things, taste new things, smell new things, see new things, hear new things. Your body allows you to do everything. It allows you to communicate with the world. It is doing so much for you right now. And yeah, sometimes it wants to self-sabotage. That's totally okay. It's not great, but it's fine. And you're going to want to do this. You're going to want to just some baby steps, unfollow toxic beauty influencers. Or if you're watching a show that you know causes you to do comparison and causes you to be negative about your own self-image, stop watching it. Stop engaging with those. Fix your social media feed so you don't see those anymore. Follow body positive, neutral creators, people who celebrate reality, who dedicate their time to showing how Photoshop edits, videos and photos so that people don't even look like themselves anymore. Okay? And limit your social media use. That might not be, it'll be easier if you do those in tandem, if you cultivate your feed to only show you positive things and then also that'll just automatically lend itself to limited use, because you'll get online and you'll get so motivated from all the people you're seeing. You'll want to jump right off and go do something. At least that's how I've cultivated mine. Feel free to take it. So this is going to lead us into point number 3, which is practical ways to improve your self-image. Some actual steps. Obviously, we just covered a few things you can actually do. Unfollow bad influencers or TV shows that you're watching that are making you feel bad about your self-image. Okay. We can focus on body positive and neutral creators. So we're getting more content. We're exposing ourselves more to natural beauty, to naturally loving ourselves, and also moving into body neutrality. Stop going, I hate my hair and I hate my body and I hate my thighs and I hate my face. All these things allow you to do something. You know, your body allows you to live. Your legs allow you to walk, run, sit. They allow you to do things. Your face allows you to interact with people, allows you to express joy and laughter and tears. Your face, your body is so much more of a function. It is so much more of an avatar. It really helps if that's how you think about it. We're all just balls of energy, beings of energy in an avatar, in a physical kind of like meat suit avatar. So you get to, much like in a game, you get to alter your avatar however you want. It's just so much more interactive than you would have in a video game. But that's exactly what our body is. It's an avatar. So cut your hair and dye it, or get some piercings and take them out, or get tattoos or don't, or lose weight or gain muscle or don't. Whatever you want, life is meant to be an experience. So just experience it the way you want. And the power of style and self-expression is going to help so much. I did cover this a little bit, but if you don't like the way your body looks, it's because you're wearing clothes that do not compliment you. Your body, promise, 110%, is amazing and looks good in certain clothing, like in clothing that you apparently have not purchased yet. Because if you don't like the way you're looking, your clothing's not helping you then. You need to re-hit the board. Look at an aesthetics, look at styles, look at fashion styles, look at different aesthetics, try different clothes on, go to thrift stores or yard sales, because honestly, I think retail's a little bit too expensive, but go to retail stores if you want to, and try different clothing. Try all of them until you find the style, until you find the clothes that make you look good, that make you feel good, that bring out the natural beauty you already have. And I know especially when I was pretty heavy, I just wanted to cover up. I just wanted to wear things that hid me. And that was so detrimental for my mental health, because it was like I was ashamed of my body. I was telling my body, you're not good enough. You're not good enough to have other people see you. And I was just punishing myself. But the mindset shifts I've shared here really helped me to break that my weight did not equate to my health, because I was still doing things that other people my age in a different body size couldn't do. I was still doing those things. And I was like, well, that's amazing. Isn't that incredible? I started to reflect on all the actions I was doing and really taking, inventory. I was like, well, I think I don't like myself, but I do some pretty amazing things. I do things that are still difficult, even at this weight, which makes it harder. I'm still doing them. I'm still kicking ass. I'm still as amazing as I was at a different weight. So why not? It's all about the reframe. It's all about the mindset shifts that I've talked about here, but it's also about altering your physical environment to aid you in that mindset shift. So if you don't like how you look, try some new things, try some new clothes, try some new makeup styles, try some new shoes, try some new stuff. You already have an innate beauty. You need something to bring it out. That's all you're missing. So experiment with colors and textures and styles and makeups and shoes and jewelry, and just explore all the things that make you happy, that make you comfortable in your body, that allow you to see your body as beautiful as other people do. I definitely feel that that power of style and self-expression is so helpful because it allows you to tap into your authentic person, your authentic you, and finding joy in yourself in this moment and focusing on how amazing you are right now. Which I know body neutrality, focusing on how your body is doing so much for you in this moment and honoring that with clothes that are comfortable, that complement, that make you feel good. Because when you feel good, it's easier to love yourself. It's easier to feel good about yourself. And so we want to do like a mind body connection and some self care rituals as well. So, exercise for joy, connect with your body, feel what it is to engage in movement. And I'm talking a walk around the block, breathing in some nice nature air. Okay, maybe doing yoga, gentle yoga, a light dance class, experimenting in different kinds of movement of what would bring you joy. I didn't think aerials would be the movement that I enjoyed. It is fantastic. The universe will always give you what you want, but in a way that you did not expect, and that is infinitely better than what you would have planned. So go out there and experiment with things that bring you joy and feel your body, connect with your body in movement, whatever that looks like to you. And do not let someone make you feel bad if your movement does not look like their movement and they're criticizing because that's not, quote, real movement. Because people will try to tell you that walking is an exercise, and that right there is such a privileged statement. It's obviously you have never been a larger weight if you can say with your full face that walking is not exercise. Sit down. You're so privileged. Stop talking. Whatever movement brings joy to you. And then care, self-care rituals, grooming rituals. Appreciate your body. When I was a bigger weight, I spent so much time just running from it, running from mirrors, not really looking at myself, not trying not to ever see myself naked. And then finally I was just like, this is my body and this is what it looks like. And it's okay that it is this weight, because you know what? It's still holding me up. Even at this weight where I feel like I want to crumble, it's still holding me up. And that is amazing. That is something worth celebrating, worth rejoicing in. So take care of that beautiful body that is holding you up right now, that is allowing you to live life. And once you start to care for it more, it becomes easier to do things that feel right for you. So get a hair routine. Start loving your hair. Get a skin routine. Start just lathering your skin and moisturizing it, exfoliating it, really just giving it so much attention. Get a massage. Have someone else move your body and move your muscles and really feel what it is to be in touch with your body again at any size. Again, at any size. And when you are feeling mean about yourself, picture yourself as a child, as a good friend, as a small child. You would not say the kinds of rude and mean and hurtful things that you say to yourself if you pictured your 8-year-old self looking at you and asking, well, is there something wrong with my body? Like, is there something wrong with it? Is it not good enough? You would never say, yes, it absolutely is not. You're too big. You don't deserve to live. Why do you even eat? Why do you even breathe? Why do you exist? Why are you taking up space? You would never say that. You would never say that to a tiny little kid who is like, hey, is there something wrong with my body? Like, am I ugly? Like, am I wrong? You would never say that. So don't say that to yourself, because there's nothing wrong with your body. We need to learn to accept what is without judgment, because it just is. And it can be changed if we want it, if we want to change it. We don't have to change it for anyone else, certainly not for standards or for partners or for parents or for beauty. If we want to feel more comfortable in our body, we can change it. If we want to feel stronger in our body, we can change that. I'm not saying it's easier. I'm not saying it's easy. But it is possible. You can do it. And it gets easier the more you engage with it, the more you engage in connection with your body and feeling how powerful and how strong you can be, how much weight you can lift, your own body weight even, and how many amazing things you can do in the sport that you're doing, how fast you can run or how much you can lift or how well you can do coordinated movements, you begin to just fall into, well, I fell in love with my body, but you fall into this respect. You're kind of like, man, body, you're pretty badass. All the shit that you do and all the things that you go through. So celebrate your individuality. Beauty isn't about fitting into any mold, because then we're just the same as everyone else. We're just a copycat. We're just not a copycat. We're just a reflected image of the rest of society. And who wants that? Don't you want to be unique and vibrant and wholly your own? So embrace that and embrace what sets you apart, your physical appearance and everything. Yes, your eyes are a little bit big. Yes, your nose is a little bit small. Yes, your lips are a little bit wide. Your mouth is a little bit wide. That's what makes you so amazing. That's what makes you unique. And at the very least, it's what allows you to smell the roses, to smell the flowers, to eat all the amazing food that nourishes your body, that allows you to see beautiful sights and mountains and glorious landscapes. Every part of your body is doing something incredible for you. So appreciate it. All right, friendships, that is the end of our episode. It was so good. It obviously was one that touched me very deeply. I struggled a lot with self-image, going from such a big body to a slightly smaller one. Some days I still look in the mirror and I still see my old self, and that's okay, because progress is not linear. And some days you're going to see your old self, and that's okay. Or some days you're going to look in the mirror and you're not going to really like what you're seeing, and that's okay too. But just maintain neutrality, retrain your brain to maintain respect for yourself, because your body is doing, and at the very least you should respect that it is living and breathing and thriving and holding you up, even if it doesn't look the way you want, even if it doesn't quite move the way that you want right now, because we can grow, we can evolve. We're in the middle of our journey. We can always improve. We should never stop improving. We should have continuous growth. So it is totally possible. I'll go ahead and sum up everything we talked about. So it's about really focusing on all the narratives, realizing all the narratives and all the rhetorics that we have been fed and that we are following, we are believing based off of things we see on social media and the TV and our friends and family and diet culture. Really addressing all of the narratives and trying to see all of the things that feed into the belief and our self-image, all the things that feed into the image we have of ourselves. And then confronting all those fake narratives we believe, all the myths of beauty, all the issues, all the things that people want to tell you is real about your body, which is just not. So we want to address all of that, and we want to start moving into practical steps, body neutrality, focusing on function of our body versus the aesthetic of our body. We want to move into practical steps to love ourselves, to reach that neutrality, which is again by just curating what we're watching, what we're exposing ourselves to, how we go out in the world, dressing or accenting ourselves in a way that makes us feel better and makes us feel good to move in the world. All right, everyone. That is the episode. That is episode 10. We have 2 more to go. It is so crazy to think that. In the month of March, I'm going to be trying to get out all of the rest of the workbooks. Right now, it is just the first one. Feel free to get it, though. A lot of good information. Again, it is free, so please grab it. It should be in the link of this episode. And join me again for next week, Monday for my audio listeners, or Friday for video, or Tuesday through Thursday for my article readers on Medium. Join me again next week, where we'll continue speaking on the topic of self-image, but we'll be moving on to our abilities. So our beliefs and our thoughts and the stories that we tell ourselves and the images we have about our abilities in the world and with ourselves. It's going to be another great episode. Come back. I can't wait to see you all. Until then, please remember, we are growing. We will stumble. We will fall. We will get back up 100 times, as many times as it takes. We are evolving into our best selves. We're stepping into our ideal selves, reaching our best future. You're going to go out there. You're going to chase your goals. You're going to absolutely crush it. And I'm going to see you back here next week. All right, lovelies, you have a great one. Bye.